So, all right, man. It's your boy Martian tapping in back at it with the trends, and we in it for the win, and we studying again, man. So, just gonna go over a few things today. Going over just like the platforms that I use to trade on. A lot of people don't know what to trade on, what to or like where to get started. A lot of people just be confused on where to get started. So, one of the best places that I trade with is a broker that I trade with is Webull. So a broker is basically someone. It's an entity that buys and sells your securities for you. So the only way that you can actually buy stock options contracts or buy or trade a stock, you have to do it through a broker, and they buy and sell the security for you. So Webull is the broker that I use. I'm not too fond of the desktop version, but it's gonna have to suffice for today. Still has a lot of good information, so let's go to web trade. And this is what the desktop version of Webull looks like. I'm gonna try to live stream my phone or just share my phone screen one day just so you can kind of see the mobile version. But yeah, man. Just looking at from the plays from yesterday, Lyft went crazy, plus 3%. Let me look at them. Plus 3% today. Let me go back to Trader View. So let me backtrack a little bit because I started talking about some more things. So with Trading View is what I use to for a lot of my technical analysis. But like Webull also has it has some technical analysis as well. But with TradingView, I can get a little bit more surgical. So I like TradingView a lot, and I'm going to just break down my chart, how I will go about analyzing my like a stock, or how I go about analyzing my chart. So I'm going to look at Lyft, right? And this is actually a play that I talked about yesterday. It showed some bearish divergence. Well, let me clean up this chart. You don't want too much stuff on your chart. Let me clean that up real quick. All right, cool. So usually when I have a chart, I have a few things that I want to look at in the chart. I want to make sure that I'm getting these confirmations of whichever direction I believe the chart is going in. Let me put this on a daily time frame. So as you look at Lyft on a daily, and I zoom out a little bit, since about March 24th, 2021, no, March 21st, 2024, right? Yeah, March 21st, 2024, it's been on a downtrend. Um, it was many different levels where it showed some divergence. Like right here was some major divergence, and divergence, that's one of my go-to in the confirmations that I look for. Divergence, there's a few different divergence indicators that's broadly used. You got the MFI, the RSI, the MACD, the stochastic oscillator. There's a few that you can use. I use the MFI, and that's short for money flow index. It's just to give a like textbook definition of money flow index. So y'all can get a better understanding of like what exactly this indicator is reading, right? So the money flow index is a momentum indicator that measures the strength of money flowing in and out of a security. So it's literally measuring the money flow of this security. So with these indicators or these divergence indicators, uh, the pattern of the movement is supposed to be relative with the pattern of the stock movement. So off the rip right here in this area, it's crazy divergence going on, and it's been a lot of volatile movement. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my handy dandy divergence chart. This is like you got to keep one of these divergence charts with you, man. I mean, I do personally. I mean, I don't know if it's just like it's one of my favorite things to use because it's almost all the time it respects the patterns. Like, let me see. Boom, boom, boom. So let's see if we see any type of divergence on Lyft. Just with how it closed today in the market. On the daily, it was something here. Made a double bottom. Where's that? Double bottom, the lower low. See the lows? Let me put the lines down. Made a low. Put another one down. Boom. Boom. Made a higher low. Lower low. That's like strong divergence. That's what you would call some strong divergence right there. Higher low and the lower low. So that's like the typical divergence for bullish divergence, and it's been on a downtrend since we seen about around what was this? Around March 2024. So it's been on a downtrend since then till now, and it made a lower low, and then boom, it ran crazy. And mind you, Lyft, Lyft is actually it used to be a lot higher. So if I go out, Lyft used to be almost at about, it says the high was 66, opened at like 88 points. So it's like it's on a major discount right now. And we're gonna take a look at the contracts on Lyft, and you can see how much they're priced at. A lot of these contracts are extremely flippable, I would say. So let me go back to the daily chart. Daily chart. All right. So we seen the respective divergence and went up. So that's one typical form of divergence, bullish divergence. So that's bullish divergence right there. So now I'm looking at the most recent highs. So this is the movement that we want to look at. And when I look at divergence, I always want to look at the most recent time frame, the most recent highs and lows that pass. I may look at previous divergences just to kind of see what's going on and like just to measure my levels. But yeah, man, I'm looking at the most recent time frame, which is right here and right here. These are the most recent two highs. Let me put this down here, put this line here so I can see what's going on. So as you can see, again, it makes some more divergence. Um, Let me see what it's doing. It's on a downtrend. Okay. Makes a lower low and a higher low. No, I'm sorry, I'm tripping. Makes a lower high and a higher high. So, as we seen, this has been on a downtrend. Just from this time frame here, it's making some. This is what you would call bearish divergence, but it's a form of bearish continuance divergence because it's been on a downtrend since about March 2024. Now it's finally getting back. It's like it's almost flagging almost if you see it. So I see it selling off just off of the divergence. So that's one confirmation. Like that's a bearish confirmation on Lyft over the next few days, just from looking at the divergence. I see some bearish continuing. So I'm gonna set some levels on here as well. Go ahead and set these levels. So everything we went over so far, just understanding how to use TradingView. So if I were to actually add and take off these indicators off the chart, this is what I would do. So I'll just remove it. Just remove it, right? Then I'll press this. Where's the plus button? No, not that one. Indicator. Yeah, you go to indicators and then you will search money, flow, index. Then you literally would just select it, right? And then here it is. This one is, I don't have to make any specific, if you want to edit it or make any changes to the settings, you can literally click the indicator, change the style, color, shade, visibility. So I don't really do too much. I like, it's kind of okay how it is now for me. So we got one bearish indication on, or confirmation on Lyft. We're gonna look at, I'm gonna add my fib on here. I'm gonna do it from this high to with that low right here. So they broke out of this golden zone. So this Fibonacci retracement, when I use the Fibonacci retracement indicator, it's right here on the corner. Fibonacci retracement. You literally would select the whichever high. A lot of people I see say use the most recent high, swing high, and swing low. So we can focus on that. We can see what the most recent swing high, swing low. And it's still in this teal range here, so it has room to either drop to 1540 before it sees its next level of support off of that bearish divergence. So it could drop to about 1540 until it sees any type of support, because it already respected this level here at about 17. So let me zoom in so y'all can see it a little bit better. See this level right here, 16.95. It respected that level and started to drop. And remember, we seen bearish confirmation from the divergence that it was gonna drop, or that it's dropping. So this whole range, each of these ranges, like each of these lines could be either support or resistance lines. You feel me? Like this can be a support or a resistance lines depending on the direction of the stock, and this can be acted as a support or resistance line. So if you're like trading it and you're trading puts, and puts are when you're betting on the stock price to go down, and calls are when you're betting on the stock price to go up. So whenever you're trading puts or in the opposite direction, this line would be a support line because that's where you want it to go. So, but like in this instance, we're looking for at the uptrend and how it's been running, and we're looking at it as when is the next time it's going to come back down. So it acted as a resistance right here, and like I said, I see some room for it to drop to 540, and if it breaks that 540 range, it drop to as low as 14.27. Those are just some of the support and resistance ranges. And for an ideal place to buy in for puts, for like a golden zone on puts, I would flip my Fibonacci over. I'll invert it. So boom, I go here, and I go here. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking at it based off of his most recent swing high from where you place your Fibonacci retracement, just looking at some support and resistance levels, uh, it's in a golden zone for puts right now. I mean, based off of the Fibonacci, so that's two bearish indications. And whenever I day trade, of course, I'm looking at the daily chart right now. This is just giving me like an overall direction of which the stock is gonna go in. So a lot of times when I get more surgical and technical, like while I'm day trading, I look at the 1 hour time frame and a 10-minute time frame, the most the 2 hour time frame. Sometimes you'll see different patterns, you know. So like based off of the daily, it's showing that it's reading bearish right now, or it's looking like it's about to go down. So let me this is my 1 hour chart right here. Let me clear some of this off. Clear this off. Yeah, each of these orange lines are like time breaks for the new day. So, I added this on my chart. It looked kind of tacky though. I might have to change that. Let me see. Session breaks. Let me turn it off for right now. Oh shit. Yeah, that might a little straining on the eyes, but yeah, man. So let's see if we see anything different when we look at it on a deeper level. We're looking at the 1 hour right now. So based off the 1 hour, I see some crazy divergence off the rip right here. So I'm going and put some lines down. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Make basically like a double top. I mean, it's consolidating. Well, we go here. All right. So this one is kind of tricky because it consolidated in these past few hours. So I'm gonna put the line kind of like where I kind of can generally see the peaks at. So it look kind of straight to me, straight enough. So let me see what did the divergence read. So yeah, it's reading some crazy bearish divergence right now, even on the 10-minute. Just looking at this big difference in the shape, this is extremely low compared to these highs, kind of relatively similar. So you can see it on the chart. This is kind of like an example of it right here. It makes like a double top, and then it makes a lower high on the indicator, which is the MFI right here. So yeah, man. They definitely might open up a little bit red going into Monday, but you know, they had like a big run, ran a few dollars. The percentage was crazy, so I see it trickling down to about that 15.4 range that we seen on our Fibonacci. So yeah, man, that's just generally how I would just go about finding entry points, like finding an entry point on any ETF. ETF is an exchange traded fund. So in this case, I was looking at Lyft, and I just go in. I have my confirmations. I use my indicators to make confirmations, and then I have at least 2, 3, 4 confirmations. The more the merrier. Then just the more confident I have into going into my trade. So each of these trades are technical. Each of these trades are calculated. It's not. This is not betting. Like, it's easy to look at this as betting, but it's not betting because we're taking calculated trades. Like, every trade is overly thought on. So you don't want to take no blind trades. This is not a casino. You will lose your money. So just make sure everything is calculated. You following your system. You setting your stop losses. Minus 10, 15%, whatever you're comfortable with losing. Because, if you take care of your losses, the wins will take care of themselves. So, yeah, man, we're going to continue to be successful, continue to be great, healthy, and wealthy. And, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with another video, man. So, marching again, back at it with the wins. We're going to follow the trends, man. I hope y'all have a good night, man. Peace.